Hello. Testing, testing. You're good? Can everybody hear me? Mic check, mic check, mic check. All right, cool. Sorry about that. All right. All right, cool. Sorry about that. The mic wasn't working. It wasn't on. I had to unplug it, plug it back on. Like, it was plugged in, but it wasn't working. So that's kind of sketchy. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the future. But is my mic volume good? That is the main question. Are you guys good with my mic volume? All right, cool. What's going on, guys? Thanks for showing up. This is my first EU breakdown. EU Masters breakdown. So from what I understand, the EU Masters tournament is just like a FIFA World Cup format where they have different groups. Best from each group gets put into the championship round. And from what I understand, the best teams from this league actually get put into the LEC. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that. So again, like this is me coming into this this new sport. I'm still learning things, but you know, I get a lot of questions about, guys, is there Matt, is there an edge to be found on these slates? I know there's no data. How can you just jump into these slates and do this? Guys, as long as there's stats to back up the data and it's the same sport that we've been playing, I don't really care. Of course there's an edge. I mean, you just look at the Vegas odds, you look at the lineup constructions, you look at the salaries, and you go from there. I mean, guys, it's the exact same thing as all these other slates. So I got these comments in my last video. You know, how can you even play the EU slate? There's no data. Like, you know, this must be fraudulent. No, it's the exact same thing every single time. You just look at the odds, you look at where the leverage is, you look at the percentage ownership, and then you go from there. So hopefully this helps. What's going on, guys? What's up, Adam? So let's go ahead and start by breaking this down. For you guys who don't know, show us the edge, man. I'll get to it. So yesterday, the EU Masters Tournament actually got canceled. I was ready to roll. I had my cheat sheet out. And by the way, if you guys aren't signed up for Patreon, I have my cheat sheet out for this. I tell you the exact players to play for cash and GPP. I show you where the leverage is for GPP. I'm excited because there's a huge edge for GPPs. All right. So let's look at the odds first. So yesterday, we had the odds. They were on Team Gamer Legion. They weren't on Gamer Legion. They were on Kick Esports, I believe. Yeah, they were on Kick Esports, but it was like a tremendous amount. It was like they were minus 1,1500, and Gamer Legion was like all the way down here at minus 500. Well, now that we refreshed the odds, Gamer Legion is minus 1,400. Kick went down. Mad Lion stayed about the same, I think. Intrepid Fox, I think that's how you pronounce it. They actually moved down. They were a little bit more favored. I need to scroll up here. I think they're up here. Yep. So they were up at like minus 800. They went down to minus 550. So the Vegas odds did change, and they refreshed all the salaries because of that. Okay. So if you guys refresh your page, obviously if you had some lineups entered yesterday, they're gonna look completely different today. But that's okay, because that's DraftKings' job, is to catch up on the salary so that not everybody has a chalk lineup, but there's still an edge to be found, okay? So I'll give you guys a little bit more insight. Let's go ahead and look at the Vegas odd. Intrepid Fox, minus 550 versus Cyber Gaming, plus 330. Kick Esports, minus 1,000 versus Pig Sports. I don't know where they got that name from. Plus 525. Mad Lions, minus 500. Diffuse Kids plus 325, Gamer Legion minus a whopping 1,400, Vipers Inc. plus 600. All right, where's TJ? Where has TJ been? He's actually moving. He's moving back to Boston. I did not fire him. I got that question on my last stream. I did not fire TJ. TJ's fine. He's also not a huge League of Legends guy. He's a huge NBA guy. We have TJ for NBA. Okay, so obviously knows the ins and outs of NBA and NFL, so not so much League of Legends, okay? So that's the reason why he's not on these early morning shows, just because he doesn't know as much as I do at League of Legends now, and because he's also in the process of moving. He did show up on one live stream, but nonetheless, he's perfectly fine. Okay, I've been texting him. All right, so Kick Esports -1,000, Mad Lions -500, and Gamer Legion -1,400. So you guys should automatically know where the chalk is going to be. But if you just look at these Vegas odds, you can kind of tell that Gamer Legion is the by far the best favorite, but their salaries are very hard to get to. So I don't recommend Gamer Legion really as much because the salaries for Mad Lions work a lot easier for -500. I mean, it's still a heavy favorite. They should get the job done. Even if it's close, they should get more kills. So I like Mad Lions a lot for lineup construction. And same thing can be said for Kick Esports. Kick Esports at -1,000. Maybe Kick even more than Mad Lions. I just know that Mad Lions you can get to a lot easier. Okay? Oh, just close down the stream and reopen it, guys. Can you guys still hear me? Is everything still good? A lot of technical difficulties this PM. Are you guys still good though? Yeah, it's for some reason that always happens on my live streams. All right, cool. For some reason that always happens. It's like at the very beginning it freezes and then we're fine after that. It's I don't know what it is. It might just be my internet. I have no idea. But as I was saying, let me back up here. So Mad Lions is going to be chalk strictly because their salaries are a lot easier to get to. Okay, same thing with Kick Esports. Kick Esports, their salaries are very easy to get to, but more so Mad Lions. I mean, with Mad Lions, I think you can put their jungler in the captain spot, come back with a full Kick and Mad Lions stack. So as you guys know, okay, cool, we're all good. Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. It happens like every stream, man. I don't know what the deal is. By the way, we are sponsored by Red Bull Research today. So, for cash, it's going to be Mad and it's going to be Kick. If you can get Gamer Legion in there, okay, I get it. But again, they're really expensive. These other guys are at the point now where they're so heavily favored that it doesn't really matter which teams you play, as long as you can get a full stack of the heavy favorites, okay? Like, yes, Gamer Legion is preferable, but again, -1,400, and because of their salaries, is it really that necessary when you're getting that heavy of a favorite and Kick at -1,000, which is arguably almost the exact same odds, and then Mad Lions at -500? Their salaries are so much easier to get to. Now, your one off for GPPs is going to be Intrepid Fox. Okay, at -550, still a very heavy favorite, but their price tags are harder to get to. So again, the chalk is going to be with Mad Lions, and it's going to be with Kick Esports. I keep losing people. Is the connection still good? All right, so I think we're good. I keep losing and gaining, so I'm assuming you guys are having issues with the stream. I do apologize. It looks good on my screen, so I'm looking at my own stream right now to make sure we're fine. All right, so let's go over to more of the lineup construction, because again, this is where you can make or break the slate because of the lineup construction. All right, sorry guys, I keep seeing people in and out of the stream. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna crunch 150 lines based on my projections, and yes, you can grab these on Patreon, but I'm gonna build these just to kind of show you guys where the teams kind of show up the most. And yes, these are projections based off my Patreon page, which I grab off the most historical data that we have. For the guys that have very limited data on, I grabbed last year's historical data and I input it in, so just to show you where my mindset is. But I relied more on the data from this season. Okay, we have a very small sample. You just missed my rant about the chalk teams, so I will show you in just a second, though. All right. So let's go position by position here and see where these guys pop the most. All right. So I ran 150 lines based on 25% 25% randomness. So just to kind of show you guys where all the lineups kind of stack. And as you can see on the right here, a lot of these are going to be kicking mad, kicking mad, kicking mad, kicking mad, kicking mad. It just works, okay? So that's going to be the cash kind of construction. Is going to be kick and mad. So starting at the top position, Ibo and Whirly B, I think that's how you pronounce it. Those guys from kick and mad are going to be chalk. Again, your one-offs are going to be from the CG IFG contest because it is a very high-paced game. CG actually averages 14 kills a game, and IFG is not far behind them. Okay, so IFG is the better team. Cyber Gaming is a potential upset, but again, plus 330, it's still very far. Like you have to really be playing them in limited capacity for that to make sense. I'm not saying stack CG, but that's the one team that I'm kind of high on as far as GPPs. Now, it's going to be IFG and it's going to be CG for GPPs. Okay, that's going to be the high numerous kills. It's going to be the most high octane game, at least statistically. But the chalk is going to be with kick and mad. Okay. Do you like diffuse for GPP? Guys, if you look at these Vegas stats, I mean, minus 550, minus 1,000, minus 500, and minus 1,400 for all these contests. It's going to be hard to get to any of these underdogs for GPPs other than maybe CG. Diffuse, yeah, I mean, you could. But again, they're going to be so low owned. It's like, are you willing to take that risk? I would recommend doing that if you're going to be doing multi-entry and picking teams like that in these high entry GPPs just to try to take it down. But again, I'm not really recommending that in single entry or any of these smaller GPPs. It appears that mid are focused more in the EU Masters, at least in the first most. Okay, cool. Thanks for the insight there. All right, so let's go to the jungler position here. And yes, this is a one-game series, by the way. One-game series, so there's more volatility that should happen here. So as you guys can know, more potential upsets. So if you want to take a stab at some of these underdogs, by all means. It's just that these are so one-sided. This is like G2 playing, I don't know, Vitality and the other LEC league in every single matchup, pretty much. So at least that's what the Vegas odds say. Matt, have you been winning at League of Legends? I'm just asking, do you play mostly cash or GPP? I play only GPP. I do not play cash. Cash for major sports and League of Legends has become a major sport simply because of the oversaturation of the market. Everybody's playing the same contests for cash. I tend to avoid it. If you're going to play cash, actually today would be the day just because nobody really knows what they're doing. Play kick and mad, okay? Kick and mad and cash. But going over to the jungler position, Shy Latin, I don't know how you pronounce that, man. Don't make fun of me. I'm not a League of Legends guy. He's going to be one of the highest owned captains on the slate, okay? So the jungler from Kick presents the most upside. You can actually get him if this is actually the first lineup here. I'm not saying play this lineup. This lineup is going to be very chalky. If you want to play this in cash, by all means. But he's going to show up in a lot of these captain spots, okay? Shy Latin from Mac, or from Kick. I combined Mad and Kick. From Kick is going to be one of the heaviest owned captains on the slate. Coldo from Mad is another great guy, and as you can see, per my projections, CG, another guy, their jungler, is on the top of the projection list here. Oh, thanks, Timothy. You can, by all means, feel free to join our actual Discord. We have a free Discord, and ask around. Ask if the Patreon's any use. I put up all my projections on there. Hopefully, everybody is benefiting the most from it. But again, I'm here to give you guys the edge. I'm here to make you guys better GPP players and cash players. I'm not here to sell you a lineup or anything like that. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not selling you guys a quick buck, a quick lineup to, that might cash one day. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to make you guys better GPP players and cash players. That's my goal here with Patreon. Going over to the mid position though. Again, CG, Kick, and Mad. It's the same story. Madislaw at the mid position pops the most, and Hatrix does for mid, and then also Proker from CG. If you guys can get to these CG guys, there's a lot of upside. You can get their ADC and the captain spot. And going over to the ADC position. It's going to be Pucky or Pukey. I don't know how to pronounce Pukey style. What kind of gamer tag is that? Like, hey, my name's Matt, and I'm going to be naming my gamer tag Pukey style. Like, can you honestly... Or Pucky style. Whatever. That's Pukey style. ADC, he's going to be one of my captains and one of my GPPs. You can get a lot of kick in CG if you put him in the ADC spot. And Mad, you're going to be looking at Flacked. Again, I'm just going to keep saying it over and over and over again. Kick and Mad, kick and Mad, kick and Mad, okay? You can't go wrong with that in cash. However, your one-offs are going to be IFG. Your other one-off is going to be CG. And if you want to go to the Diffuse Kids, again, a potential upset there. But guys, to be completely honest, people are going to try to get cute in GPPs, and they're going to try to play Vipers, and they're going to be trying to play Pig. Unless you're playing 150 lineups, I wouldn't advise it. I really wouldn't. There should not be an upset today. From any of these games. Really any of these games. Diffuse Kids shouldn't upset. Cyber Gaming shouldn't upset. But the best potential upset's going to be from CG. Okay. I like my one-off to be for IFG. I like them for GPPs actually a lot. I found a lineup where I can get 4 IFG in there and then some Mad, which is very, very contrarian. I like that a lot. If IFG does put up a lot of kills, I like that as a contrarian build. Also, you guys have to consider that everybody's coming into this new slate and they have no idea what they're doing. So there's going to be a lot of newbies except for you 44 watching right now. Kicking Mad, okay? Really, you can't go wrong. Like I said, Shy Latin, I think that's his name, is going to be a very good captain build. You can get him in there. That's potential upside. A jungler at the captain position is great. You can get Whirly B in there, Coldo, Hatrix, Pukey style, Raxo. I don't know these gamer tags, man. I feel like I'm joking when I say some of these gamer tags. But yeah, I mean, that is the edge. Hopefully you guys play Kick and Mad and cash. Your one-off is going to be IFG. If you guys stack some IFG in there, come back with some Kick and Mad. And your virtually unowned, very heavy favorited guys are going to be Team Gamer Legion. Okay? Team Gamer Legion, minus 1,400. They are just so expensive, nobody's going to touch them. But let's just hypothetically say they put up 28 kills. Nobody's going to have them. You can stack their supporter captain. You can get a 4-man stack there, and then you can come back with somebody like Mad, probably. I haven't messed around with that build, actually. I'm going to be building some more here to do some more GPPs, but they're going to be virtually unknown just because they're so expensive. Is there reliable starters somewhere? Yes. The guys listed on DraftKings are actually the starters, and if you go here, I don't know if you guys have Roto. They might. I think they have the free version still available. It just doesn't show the projections. But you can literally click on every team, and it shows you the starter. I was actually pretty stunned when they had the correct starters in here. But they stayed on top of that. So like I'm just right now I have the top selection for each team. All these guys are their starters. From what I've gathered, they're guys, you really only need to worry about the substitutes really for LPL. Like as far as the LCS, which you'll see later, and the LEC, they generally don't sub unless you're talking about FlyQuest, because they are pretty frustrating. But everybody else, I mean, they're pretty straightforward. The LCS doesn't really they don't really sub. The LEC doesn't really sub unless you're a bottom barrel team. You're just getting in playing time for these other players. But you don't really need to worry about that. Some of these other guys like this in this league, from what I've gathered, they don't like to substitute. Yes, Kick and Mad for cash. But yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and open up the floor for some questions. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. And, you know, people ask me, do you have the edge for EU? Like, how do you have the edge if there's no games being played? There's only 3 games that have been played on the split. I mean, guys, it's the same thing. It's League of Legends. You just look at the odds. You look at the brief history that we have of data, and you plug and play, and you go from there. I mean, and you look at the salaries, see what teams you can stack. But I mean, Kick Esports and Mad Lions, as far as their salaries go, are just very undervalued. I mean, as long as they get the win, all their players should do very well, as you guys know, and you just go from there. Just go from there. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen if I run Kickin' Mad and GPP? I think just because there's so many new players playing this that you could do that. But again, make sure the contest is small. There's going to be a lot of these. I think Kickin' Mad are going to be the heaviest owned on the slate, but I don't think they're going to be as heavy owned as we think. Like if you go to an LEC slate, you see a lot of G2 because everybody knows G2 is going to put up a lot of the kills. Well, nobody really knows what's going to happen here. So that's why I think just based on the salaries and based on lineup construction, Mad Lions and Kick are the way to go, and they're going to be lower owned than they should be, if that makes sense. Does FanDuel have contests for EU Masters? I do not know. I usually just play DraftKings. Good question though. Let me know. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, again, feel free to ask in the comment section. I really appreciate you guys showing up. I think this is the best showing that we've had on the slate, so I will keep this going, this live stream going for EU Masters. Hopefully there's more contests open up in the future. By the way, guys, I have been talking back and forth with DraftKings. I think there's a possibility we might get a COD League added for DraftKings. That would be something else I'll be adding to the Patreon if that is possible. I'll be putting up content for that if it is popular. But again, their league is in full force right now. I don't see any reason why there shouldn't be a contest. It should be the exact same scoring as CSGO. They just have different game types. That's the only confusing thing. It's like, how will you kind of base the scoring off of different game types? I don't know how that's going to go. But again, very, very excited for some of these esports. Thanks, Adam. Really appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, as far as esports goes, we've been getting a lot of traction with some of these slates, and I really appreciate all your support recently, guys. Kickin' Mad, to recap, Kickin' Mad for cash. IFG my one-off for GPPs. If you guys want to get GL into your GPPs, I think they're more GPP just because they're going to be lower owned. I know they're just such heavy favorites, but I mean, minus 1,000 to minus 1,400, that's really not that big of a jump. Might as well just go to Kick at the lower price tags. Yeah, man, for sure, Timothy. I appreciate you as well, man. Are you playing the 4 p.m. slate? I am not actually, just because I'm going to be focusing on the LPL LCK slate. Look up for that video. I will be putting up a video in probably about an hour. I've already been crunching the numbers. I have a few more teams to go, and the Vegas odds have been moving a lot. This AF, they can't figure out this AF game. AF is playing SB, I believe. No, they're playing Griffin. And the odds keep switching. AF and Griffin have been some of the most frustrating teams in the LCK. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, I don't see any more questions. I will say this. I have a lot of IFG and GPPs. Okay, that is my leverage spot. Thanks for smashing that like button. Really appreciate it, man. I can't stop saying Kickin' Mad. Kickin' Mad, Kickin' Mad, Kickin' Mad. Yeah, that is the play. I have Kickin' Mad and GPPs as well. Now I guess we can, but I also said that CG is not a bad play. If there's going to be an upset today, it's going to come from the CG game, in my opinion, just because that's the closest favorite. And as far as Vegas odds, it should be a high scoring game. Also, if you guys haven't joined the Patreon or the Discord, we have a free Discord where you guys talk about plays every single day, all day, every day. We have about 400 users in there right now. It can get a little hectic, but I mean, there's a lot of people like Adam in there that are willing to help. So if you guys want that link, again, I will post that on my video coming up. The Discord link changes every day. I don't know why. This is one of the most frustrating things to do. I even disabled. It has an option where it has a link, and then you can disable it to be for temporary use. And I disabled that option. And it still only lasts a day. I don't know why it does that. Hatrix at captain. Hatrix is what position? Mid. You can do that. Absolutely. All right. Sounds like Griffin going to make or break the slate. Probably will. That's how it's been. Now, thankfully, that it's from an LCK game, so it probably won't break the slate just because they're so low scoring. Who is your sleeper? You mean my sleeper stack or my sleeper person? My sleeper stack is IFG. Favorite IFG captain besides their ADC? Let's look at that. Per my projections, I will give you that answer. Appen. Appen's going to be a great play, and if you can get Delito in there, will you make more alive? Yeah, Jason says behave in the Discord or you will get the smackdown. That is true. We've had to smack down a couple people in the past. And don't worry, I've seen those same people pop up in my DMs. I will take care of you as well. LCK is very boring. That is true. So is the LCS, unless it's playoffs. I mean, from a strategy perspective, these LCS games are fun to watch because there's so much strategy that goes beyond it. Whereas if you look at these LPL games, they're literally just diving each other's teams. It's funny to watch. It's also entertaining. But I mean, it's kind of like the NFL. Do you like good defense or do you like good offense? You know, it's like the same thing can be said for LCS and the LPL. Has anyone told you you look like... I don't know who that is from Barcelona. I don't watch soccer, so I'll have to look that up. I'm going to copy that name down. Hold on. He better be attractive. I've gotten Jonas Jerebko, and I've gotten Gordon Hayward. Those are my two lookalikes, apparently. A slightly less athletic version of both those two. Thrive Fantasy, what's your picks? I am not playing Thrive Fantasy today. I promise I will get Thrive Fantasy picks out more often now. I promise. I've been slacking off in that department. If you haven't already signed up for Thrive Fantasy, DG Fantasy, get $20 match bonus if you enter or if you deposit more than $20, by the way. IFG Kick or IFG Mad for the win, absolutely. Good luck. That is my strategy as well for GPPs. Yes, absolutely. Jason brought up a good point. 90%, probably higher, probably like 98%, because I'm part of that 98%. I have no idea what they're doing until I look at stats. All right, so again, just based on lineup construction, go mad, kick mad. You should be fine. The ownership should be a lot lower than what is expected. You're gonna see a lot. I can tell you right now. I'll say one last thing. You're gonna see a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of GL Wisdom in the captain spot for cash. They're going to be shorting themselves out of a lot of points because, like I said, you can get to some of these mad skill players. Like, you can even get to... You can get to Hatrix at captain, I'm pretty sure. You can get even to Whirly B, but keep in mind, they play top and mid positions. You can even get to Shaleton. I don't know. I'm going to listen to the live stream, see how he pronounces that. I promise I won't butcher that going forward. But again, the edge here is that you can stack kick and mad, get a skilled player in this captain position that will probably produce more points. And these guys are missing out on free points just because they're putting Wisdom at the support position and because they're a heavily favored team. If they do steamroll these guys, they're going to miss out on a ton of points. I think that is the edge more so than playing kick and mad. It's playing kick and mad at the skilled captain position. Jerebko for sure. I've gotten Jonas Jerebko the most. It's funny. When I first met my girlfriend, I met her dad for the first time, and he was literally watching the Golden State Warriors playing the Cavs, and Jonas Jerebko was playing on the Warriors in the background. And he was like, "You literally look just like Jonas Jerebko. You can date my daughter." Any more questions? Is Delito a good play? Yes, he is. Anybody from Kick and Mad is. Let's go over one last thing before I get off. Let's go over the best exact players from Mad. Whirly B tops the list here for my projections. Prime's a good support. Coldo's going to top there. And then from Kick, it's going to be Raxo. Obviously, support is probably the best point per dollar value. And Shalatin is my favorite from Kick. Probably my favorite player from both those teams, Shaladin. Projected at 30.75 points, which is second to their ADC at the jungler position. So apparently he does pretty well. And yeah, I will go ahead and get off. We just hit a new high as far as esports live stream supporters. So thank you so much for supporting the live stream, guys. DK game stack for the win. DK Mad game stack for the win. Good luck with that. I don't recommend that on a 4-game slate, but it can happen. Anything can happen in League of Legends. Will you be streaming for the LPL LCK tonight? To be determined. I will let you guys know. Again, I redid my sleeping schedule, so I went to sleep at a normal time yesterday just because I had to do stuff in the morning. I will be putting up my LPL LCK video today, right after the stream, shortly after about an hour or so. I want to catch up on a couple things, but also I want to make sure I give you guys the best content possible. So I will probably live stream tonight. Hopefully I can get back to my regular sleeping schedule, which is sleeping at 7:30, waking up at 12, doing a live stream, going back, taking a nap, and then waking up again to do CSGO LPL content. As you guys know, this is my full-time job, so don't feel bad for me. And let's cash, absolutely. Yes. Let's go 100 Thieves. I stacked 100 Thieves. As you guys know, my Patreon, I can say it now. 100 Thieves was so under-owned. They were at 16% ownership stack percent, which is almost exactly what they were. And they were at 22% top stack. So they had a 6% discrepancy. If you stacked Fly and 100 Thieves, go 100 Thieves today. Hopefully they win. If they do, we're going to see a lot of takedowns in the chat. So hopefully that does happen. What's your favorite GPP stack for the slate? IFG. Matt, what do you think of the best way to build your bankroll, especially with playing League of Legends contests? It's the same thing for every sport. Play small GPPs. Find the edge. If you can't get... If you're not good at smaller GPPs, then you won't be good at MME GPPs. So start there. Cash games are starting to fall to the back burner now with League of Legends, just because so many people are playing it now and they're starting to get the hang of it. I do recommend GPPs. I recommend, if you haven't already signed up for my Patreon, GPP cheat sheet. It's $20 a month. I will give you guys my exact strategy for every single slate in writing. I give you guys percentages and projections to help you guys build lineups as well. Is it IFG? Yeah, IFG. IFG is my favorite GPP team. They're under-owned. Again, I talk about my favorite plays as a stacks because, as you guys know, stacks are the way to differentiate yourself in League of Legends. I know a lot more people are doing it still, but again, this capitalizes on upside. Even if it's 3-3-1, if it's 4-3, if it's 4-2-1, as long as you're stacking two teams, that is the best way to go about League of Legends because it presents the most upside. You're looking for two teams that are going to score the most kills on any given slate. That's how it happens. Well, you know what? Jason, you brought up a good point. You guys got to keep in mind that Fly pretty much steamrolled GG, okay? This won't happen today. I think it's going to be close, which means there's more potential points probably on the slate. So 508 points is a very real possibility today, absolutely. Fly didn't really score that many points yesterday. Yes, they were more optimal than GG. I'm not saying they're a bad play, but like if you stacked today TSM and 100 Thieves, there's a strong possibility that could be the optimal lineup, okay? If 100 Thieves does steamroll or vice versa, if TSM steamroll, then it's going to be TSM Fly, it's going to be 100 Thieves Fly. I'd say if this matchup today goes 3-2, the optimal lineup's going to probably be a stack of TSM and 100 Thieves, unfortunately, because I don't have one. Who's your favorite stack? I've gotten this question. IFG is my favorite stack. Mad and Kick. It's okay. I didn't do it either. 100 Thieves was my favorite leverage build, though. I did like 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves and Fly could still get it done for sure. Oh yeah. No, you're gonna cash, man. If you win 100 Thieves and TSM today, as a stat, congratulations, hats off to you. I think you'll still make the cash. Yep, let's cash. All right, guys. Also, new merchandise is going to be coming out soon with our official saying "Let's Cash" with our logo. Pretty excited to get that going. I'm going to be rolling that out actually within the week. So that will be out, by the way. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to look in the link below. I believe the link is below in the description for the live stream. If not, it's on our videos. Go to our merch page, support us. With all that being said, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll be watching these games. I also want to mention in the Patreon, this is for my Patreon users in the private chat, I want one of us each to watch a different game today so that we can keep track and update each other, because these games aren't going to be updated on DraftKings till after the games are over. So I want to assign somebody a game to watch. I'm going to be watching one. Somebody's going to be watching another, because they all start at the same time, which is frustrating. So is that a good deal? Can somebody update that? And this fly is the most annoying fly on the planet. This didn't happen till the live stream. Where is he? All right, we're good. Oh yeah, PGA today. That's a good point too. I don't have PGA content though. Not enough Red Bull for that. All right, guys, let's cash. Have a great day.